time for our starting lineup, starting with Lobo Ledesma Sponge for Inter Miami 2. Only one change on the front line. Glorian Zingo takes the spot as the center forward with Joshua Rodriguez out of the squad. Carolina core multicolored, going from right to left. And underway here from Chase Stadium, it is Inter Miami 2 and Carolina core jockeying for position in the Eastern Conference. Look at the winless run. It is 6 winless, but 4 draws in that span. So team is still accruing results as Nzingo picks this up. This is Gloria Nzingo who opens the scoring for Carolina core. The Swansea City loanee gives the Foxes an early advantage. Well, blink and you'll miss it. Inter Miami 2 bossing all of the possession, but a very costly giveaway. And Nzingo sprinting at Faraina, driving it. It is a much more loaded front line. More players coming up through the academy, joining on amateur contracts this winter. And then as you factor in a couple of signings from outside the Inter Miami ranks as well. As the referee will come back to this earlier foul against the Foxes. Sparks. What an addition he's been. Product of Southern Methodist University, who was a Matt Herman Trophy semi-finalist this past fall. Also excelled in SMU's first foray into ACC action. Montenegro, some space here. Flores! Sutton recovers just in time. It was an audacious hit. And Alejandro Flores found that pocket of space and nobody closed him down. Bornkamp. Montenegro was offside. Sprayed wide, Leonardi. With options in the box, floating it towards Canete. Stabbed away. As far as Alenga Charles. Evans. Leonardi from afar. Rather comfortable in the end for Schmid. We do know Miami loves to possess it in regular circumstances such as this one. There's the halftime whistle. It is a 1-0 advantage for Carolina Core FC. Or will Inter Miami 2 deny them a much-needed result? Back underway here from Fort Lauderdale. It still all hangs in the balance between these two sides. Abadiareda. Early ball in, a dangerous one. Flores had it on a platter, but skied it. The match for Miami to date. What a ball in, hooking perfectly into Flores' path. Hoofed forward, Flores. New atone for the earlier miss. Stabbed away by Alenga Charles. Fans, this portion of the match is presented by Baptist Health. Nzingo in space. Offside flag stays down. Juarez towards Evans, has room to cross. Evans going at it himself. Ripples the outside of the side netting. And this was scintillating interplay. Evans forced a bit wide, but he just deletes Plombeck and then carves out early ball to Plombeck. Dink towards Cohen. Along the byline, deflected, and it's in! Miami has found a leveler. It wasn't the prettiest of goals, but they all count. And the Herons have found a pathway back. Well, This definitely has a clear argument for own goal. You see Cohen along the byline. The cross does deflect off of Kai Thomas, someone who has quite the proven track record as a player himself. We've mentioned so much about Donovan Ricketts' history in the MLS. Lobo Ledesma was an incredible player in the Argentine top flight, played for River Plate back in the day, a 6-time Argentine Primera División winner, and also featured for the national team during 2010 World Cup qualifiers. You wonder who were some of his teammates. How about Lionel Messi and first-team head coach, or now first-team head coach, Javier Mascherano. Ledesma mentioning how his relationship with Mascherano in particular has helped his transition to the second-team head coach be as seamless as possible. Juarez, quick burst of pace. And again, cross in towards Evans. It's Jacob Evans! Deflects wide. And it comes via the boots of Jathan Juarez once again. He leaves Vorenkamp in the dust. This cross finds Evans. It's an excellent recovery from Faraina. In swinger. Toward the heart of the area. Canete got his head to it. Just unable to pick out that far corner. Falls kindly for Alenga Charles. Well, remember, if this does finish level, and we're still a ways off from that being the reality, we would head to penalty kicks to determine who earns an extra point in the next pro standings. And talking to Donovan Ricketts, his team's been to 5 shootouts and won 2. He said that we've placed a lot of emphasis on winning penalty kicks because last year, in the early stages of the campaign, when we won only one of our first 11 games, we went to penalties a lot and lost. And when you factor in that they finished just 2 points shy of the top 8 a season ago and likely would have gotten into the playoffs with the wins tiebreaker, losing those shootouts definitely came back to bite them in the long run. Faraina. This is Montenegro. Plombeck. Cohen. Zeltzer Zubida in space! Right at Sutton. Now you're seeing the free-flowing football you would have hoped for off the top. Juarez, ferocious switch. Leonardi does catch up to it. Aurier Miller, the High Point native. Canete, brilliant ball through to Evans. Across and tapped in! Gloria Nzingo with a brace, and it's 2-1 Carolina Core. Just scintillating interplay, turning Miami inside out. It starts with Miller, this delicious ball from Canete, and then it's a simple tap across to the onrushing Nzingo to make it. Aurier Miller will make way. One change for Carolina Core, Derek Cuevas to replace him. Well, the move started with Miller, who found Canete, and then they unlocked Miami from there. It is not one that lasts exceptionally long anyways. Polanco sent tumbling, and an appetizing free kick position for the Foxes here. Carolina Core also readying one change after this free kick. Drake Hadid, the Antigua and Barbuda international, getting set to enter. Leonardi's delivery toward the back post, still loose for Chica, and now falls again. Took an awkward deflection, but right into the gloves of Schmid. Yet to see that urgency required from Miami. They came out of the blocks to start the second half with some promise. A number of chances that went begging shortly after the restart before they finally found their way back into things. They have yet to replicate that urgency since they've gone down. Juarez down a play. Plumbeck, Cohen. Runs right into Jathan Juarez. Falls again for Plumbeck. Much needed intervention, and Kobe's down on the pitch again. Final 5 minutes of the initial 90. With the way this is unfolded, you'd figure not too much added time awaits us either. Rapidly time waiting on Inter Miami 2. Ledesma. Vertical ball finds Basabe. Falls to the edge of the area for Ledesma. Hunting that big switch. Plumbeck. Just trying to carve out space for a shot. It comes here, and it is not far off from Preston Plumbeck. What an effort this is. Nobody closes him down, takes a step, has a crack. And now a double change coming for Carolina Core. It is Drake Hadid and Jonathan Bazayas who will enter. Jacob Evans, the first man to make way, earns a deserved applause from the traveling support, as does Facundo Canete. The two of them instrumental in Carolina Core's second goal, which has them in line to claim all 3 points. So Hadid and Bazayas into the fray. Hadid, as we mentioned, called up to the Antigua and Barbuda national team for the first time at 15 years of age 2 years ago. Now 17 years old and already a goal to his name this season in Next Pro. Well, Johnny Bazayas still working his way back. He's missed a good chunk of the year as either an unused substitute or not in the squad, but featured in the final 2 minutes last week. Buried a spot kick and is rewarded with some late match minutes here. Juarez looking through to Polanco. It's read well by Vornkamp. Polanco. Snatched back once again. Hadid, his first touch. Chica chipping it in, headed along. Good stop from Schmid. It's a chipped ball, an inviting one at that. Miami makes one further change before we can get there. Daniel Sumala entering. Sumala for Montenegro. And there is the final whistle. A hard-fought 3 points by Carolina Core. Their first victory in league play since early April.